Emily Turner reports some of the most common brands of spices contain enough metals to raise health concerns.
In 31 products, the levels of lead were so high they exceeded the maximum amount anyone should have in one day. Consumer Reports tested products from companies like Whole Foods to Walmart, including everything from basil to turmeric. And if you use dried herbs and spices, you're going to want to pay attention. To Judy Raz, organic isn't just a buzzword. It's her business, and before that, it's her family's health.
It really is the most important thing, is what they're eating.
She owns Mayo Kitchen. In addition to being organic, her restaurant uses fresh herbs and hand-selected spices in an effort to keep dangerous chemicals out of their food. But many home kitchens don't have that option, turning instead to store-bought brands like McCormick, Spice Islands, or Walmart's Great Value. And while cooking at home is a healthy choice, choosing the wrong brand of spice, a Consumer Reports study shows, can be just the opposite.
Heavy metals and arsenic for a child's growing brain is just like the worst thing that you could possibly do.
Consumer Reports looked at 15 types of herbs and spices across several popular brands. Of the 126 individual products, 40 had high enough levels of arsenic, lead, and cadmium combined on average to pose health concerns in children in just typical serving sizes. Here's why this matters. Heavy metals are hard for the body to break down, even harder for them to get rid of, so they build up over time. In children, it can affect brain development, increase behavioral problems, even lower their IQ. In adults, it can contribute to several things: central nervous problems, reproductive problems, hypertension, and even damage kidney or immune function. These common spices fared well in all of the tested brands. For these three, you should be a little more selective when picking. But when it comes to ginger, and especially oregano and thyme, all of the products tested had concerning levels of heavy metals, the report shows. In response, the American Spice Trade Association told Consumer Reports it's almost impossible to rid herbs and spices of all heavy metals because of, quote, the unavoidable presence in the environments where they're grown. But it does offer companies guidance on how to limit contaminants. That, however, is not enough for Rebecca Isola.
People are reaching for something that they think is healthy because it's not salt and it's not fat, it's not sugar, but that they're, putting things in their food that they're not even aware of.
The organic farmer and mom grows flowers and herbs for sale at farmers markets and says oregano and thyme, the worst for heavy metals, are two of the easiest options for anyone to grow at home.
The less chemicals that we can consume, the better.
A single herb or spice used once is unlikely to cause harm, the study says, but over time, with repeated exposure, come growing concerns. That's why, fresh or dry, what you pick matters.
It's just something else to think about and worry about, and I think more than anything, it shows you the brands matter. The companies you buy from matter.
Consumer Reports has a petition asking the FDA for stricter limits on heavy metals in food. You can find that link, as well as the details of this study, in this story on our website, actionnewsjax.com. In the newsroom, Emily Turner, Action News Jax.
Last